So with all the drama of pre-season testing already settling down, because to be honest, there wasn't really that much drama, there's not even that much content going around at the moment, so I thought I would resort to doing a Reddit video. And without further ado, subscribe to the channel and let's get into it. F1 drivers are crazy. Soccer players after being lightly pushed. I diagnosed myself with dead. F1 drivers after walking out of a burning car. Tis but a scratch. Yeah, like, F1 drivers do make footballers look like pussies, basically. Like, you compare Roman Grosjean's crash to a footballer getting pushed like Neymar or something. Grosjean's literally just walked out of fire. If Neymar got like pushed or anything, he's rolling on the floor like he's dead. Like, it just shows how much funny football players are. And don't get me wrong, I love watching football. Football's my second favourite sport after F1. But oh my days, can they make themselves look like pussies sometimes? Genuinely. I don't know how, but F1 drivers literally memorise the track with their eyes closed. Like, I don't get how they do that. It's insane. It just shows the precision you need to drive an F1 car. Imagine present F1 commentators say this about current drivers.
Yes, Delatraz really here, having no business in Formula 1 and demonstrating it there. He's spending all of his modest effort, frankly, keeping the car on the road. And he's holding up Gerhard Berger there, who's now lost a second on Nigel Mansell in the LaRousse. And this is, I'm afraid, one of the problems of the Grand Prix season. At the end of the year, we do get one or two drivers being taken by people who've got more money than talent, and that's one example of it.
Imagine if Martin Brundle, David Croft, David Coulthard, any current F1 commentator said that about Lance Stroll or any pay driver now. They would get into so much trouble straight away. They would be cancelled like that. It's so bad now how, in my opinion, I could be wrong about this, but there's just no free speech sometimes anymore. You can't really say what you want because if you insult someone else, they can just get you taken off air immediately, and it's quite bad to see. This is why reflex training is so important to F1 drivers. Oh, that's loud. Oh, that's loud. Jesus. Yeah, no, that shows a lot. I've shown that clip before in other videos, but yeah. If you go back and watch my Stupid Things Non-F1 Fans Say video, you will see why F1 drivers need to have good reaction times. And I will leave a link to that one in the description. So go and watch that straight after this one. Thank you. Yeah, let's just have a look at the comments on the reflection times as well. Because I want to see what people think about drivers' reaction times, if they think they're important or not. Oh, here we go, first one. The driving clip, it's not F1. Right, okay, granted, yes, it's not F1, but it still shows how much of a good reaction time you need to be a racing driver. So that's already a stupid comment, and it's the first one. Does that really make me want to read more of these comments? Probably not, but I'll do it for you guys anyway. If his reflexes were good, he wouldn't have missed the 2 yellow flags, okay? Granted, he probably shouldn't have, but he did. Maybe he's a bit blind, or he was a bit blind that day. But it still shows his reflexes were good because he avoided that car. Even though he did miss 2 yellow flags, I'll give you that one. Right, okay, that comment section is actually quite boring, so we'll move on to the next one now. F1 24 physics compilation. Oh no, here we go. Not the F1 game.
Find this flat out. I'm convinced it is. It's easy.
What am I going to be watching? What's going on here? Oh, right, okay, yeah, the way... So, obviously, if you're watching this and you play the F1 game, you will know how the handling on this year's game has been absolutely terrible. And basically, what Jana Watmir is trying to show us there is how you can just go like that. That's the best way to explain it. Just go like that with the car. Which is completely unrealistic. You should never be able to do it. But for some reason on the F1 game, that's the quickest way around the track. And that should never be allowed because, look, I don't want to sound like one of these gamers here, but I like to see realism in games. And when you're just able to just chuck the car into the corner, I need to stop doing that. But yeah, when you're able to just go like that into a corner, it just shows how bad this year's game has been. And yeah, you should never be able to do that. Maggots and Beckett's flat out, high curbs non-existent, full lock steering, and the infamous 1440 spin. What on earth is this shit? F1 24 Tokyo Drift. I completely agree with for these comments. Anyway, this isn't a channel about the F1 game, so we will move on to the next one again. I'm in Vegas right now, and watching F1 is abysmal. Every hotel, restaurant, road, casino, you name it, has a view of the track. Too bad they spent the last 3 days covering every visible spot, including windows, with black sheets so that no one can see it unless you were sitting in a paid seat on the other side of the main strip. Well, so far, what do you expect? Like, obviously F1's not going to want to give away free viewing spots for free tickets. If you go back a few years ago and you watch one of Alex Gillen's videos when he went to Monaco, they covered every single free view spot. And I'm sure that would be the same in Singapore or Baku, any other street circuit, that would be the same. And I think Vegas gets most of the stick for this because it's Vegas. Because it's probably, okay, it's not the most famous street circuit. Monaco probably is, but it's more famous than any other street circuit apart from Monaco. So obviously, there's going to be people going there who want to get free viewing spots. And they're going to be disappointed that they don't get that. And obviously, that's going to make them angry. Anyway, let's continue on with it. There are security guards every 50 feet that will actively stop you from trying to see the race from any overlook, window or walkway. Restaurants overlooking the track without black coverings are charging $300 a seat before food and drink, brackets. The Grand Slam tickets are $3,000. The entire experience in Vegas is so anti-viewer, it's insane. I've got general admission for the race on Saturday, and it's not possible to get to the podium ceremony from those seats. Update, I'm in the stands now, and it's awesome. Right, okay, so at least he got to the stands. I understand some of these points. Yes, tickets for that are extremely expensive. F1 tickets should never be that expensive. $3,000 for a grandstand is how much you would be paying for Paddock Club in Silverstone or most other European races. That is absolutely ridiculous and should not happen. Restaurants overlooking the track without black coverings charging $300 a seat before food and drink. That's another stupid thing. I don't think any restaurant should be charging money for you just to come in and sit down. Actually, no, that sounds stupid because if you're going to come in and sit down, you're going to have food anyway, so you are going to be charged. Shut up, Connor. Anyway, they're charging $300 for the view, basically, aren't they? Because you're going to get a free view of the track. And to be fair, I can see where they're coming from, having to charge money just for you to come in and sit down, because if it was free, everyone's going to go to that restaurant, aren't they? So you've got to charge money to keep away any huge crowds that you couldn't deal with. Whether or not $300 just to go in and sit down should be the right amount, probably not. But it is Las Vegas. Obviously, I've never been to Las Vegas, but it is stupidly expensive there, so I understand why. Security guards every 50 feet. Well, yeah, fair enough. I can see why F1 would do that because, like I said, you're not going to want to give free tickets away because that's F1. It's a business. They don't want to be losing money. And if people get free seats, then everyone without a ticket is going to want to do that. When F1 will think, well, no, they should have a ticket to view what we're giving them. So, no, of course we're not going to let them give a free view. I understand where this whole post is coming from. And yes, it would be amazing if you could get free views. But think about any other sport event, right? Think about now you went to Wembley for the FA Cup final. Do you really think they're going to let you just walk through the gates and get a free ticket? No, it's not going to happen. And F1's the same. Any other sport is the same. Like, you can't just expect to get it for free. And yes, it's a bit horrible that you don't get to see it for free, but it's the way it is. Like, you're not going to go to the World Cup final and get a free ticket from, like, the president of FIFA, are you? It's never going to happen. Anyway, I'm waffling on about this too much. So, next one. F1 car size comparison, 2005 versus 2026. Jesus, that says a lot, doesn't it? So, obviously, for people watching this who don't really watch motorsports, basically, the smaller the cars, the better it is for the sport. And that is because having a smaller car makes it a lot easier for cars to follow each other and to overtake each other. The bigger the car, the more dirty air the other car ahead of you is giving off, so it makes it impossible near enough to overtake, especially on tracks like Monaco. To be fair to F1, I think they know this. I think they've realised they've made a huge mistake in making the cars bigger and bigger as the years have gone on. And 2026 is a step in the right direction because the cars will start to go smaller compared to what we've got now. However, it's still nowhere near small enough and changes still need to be made. I'm sure that will happen because F1 do care about for show. Obviously, they want fans to continue watching, and the smaller the cars, the more overtakes you're going to see, and that's the main part about F1. That's what people tune in for, to see overtakes. So the cars will keep getting smaller, in my opinion, as time goes on now. The worst F1 has been in 30 years. Right, this was posted a year ago, so this is before 2024 season, so let's have a look. Oh, the name's Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be a Lewis crybaby in it. I can't say that as a Hamilton fan, but anyway. My name is James, and I'm from the UK. Oh, I've not got good experiences with Jameses from the UK. Sorry, James. I'm 38 years of age, and I've been a massive F1 fan for 30 years. I've barely missed a race. I follow all of the season's news. I stopped short of watching Drive to Survive due to it being over-dramatised, fair enough. My favourite film of all time is Rush, and I have a large growing collection of 1/18 scale F1 models, which are my pride and joy. I also have some helmets as well, as well regarding the sport. My wife also understands not to go between me and my Formula One. Oh no. Oh dear. I may be a Lewis Hamilton supporter amongst some other drivers, but I am primarily an F1 supporter. I love close racing, and though I obviously prefer my favourite drivers to win, I still rather a good fight for victory. I love this sport. Okay, fair enough. And we're about to go on to Abu Dhabi 2021. Here we go. Just to clarify, I am a Lewis Hamilton fan, but I think it's time everyone finally moves on from Abu Dhabi 2021. It was wrong. It should never have happened, but it's happened now. You can't go back and change it. So just move on. Without going into why that race in particular, as it be obvious for all of us why. But come the end of 2025, we'll have to endure one driver winning 95% of all races since that fateful day. Bloody hell, who died, James? Who's died that day? Jesus, no one. Anyway, what's more, that one driver barely has to lift a finger to do it. So strong, both he and the car. Not to mention the team behind it. His teammate is completely outclassed. There isn't a fight for wins, and there isn't anything remotely close to a championship battle. Right, I can't be arsed reading this stupid comment anymore. Basically, so this was posted before last season, and obviously before last season, Verstappen was absolutely dominating. No one could beat him. Anyway, so he's made a prediction that Verstappen was going to continue dominating for 2024 and through to the end of 2025, which will be this season. However, that's turned out not to be true, and it's just made James look a bit stupid. James's profile picture. Let's just zoom in. Lewis Hamilton logo with the Ferrari logo. So he's obviously a Hamilton fan, like myself, and he did say that in the post anyway. We, as Hamilton fans, we cannot say anything about Verstappen dominating, because Hamilton dominated just as much as Verstappen was dominating over the last 2 seasons. Yes, it's boring and no one wants to see it, but you only realise how boring it is when it's not your favourite driver. When it was Hamilton dominating, I was loving it. But then when he didn't and it started to become Verstappen, I realised why people did not like dominance. Because it is so boring and predictable. Tough F1 driver versus delicate footballer. Right, here we go again. Yeah. Yeah, it's true though, isn't it? Like, come on. Okay, maybe it wasn't a 250 mile an hour crash with the Alonso one in Australia 2016. Is that bad? I can tell what crash at what track that was just from that photo. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, he probably was going about 180, pushing 200 mile an hour during that crash. And he just walked out of that like nothing happened. By the way, in that photo, he has got broken ribs. Neymar in this photo. This could be from the World Cup in 2014 when he broke his back, which obviously would hurt a lot. But Neymar's one of them players known to roll about on the floor quite a lot. And shirt gets pulled, rolling about on the floor. Look at the difference. Like, come on, footballers need to grow up. And I'm saying that as a football fan, by the way. I love football. It's my second favourite sport. Even though I'm a Chelsea supporter and things are really not good at the moment, I still love football. But it just isn't quite F1. F1 is busy removing cursing. Meanwhile, IMSA. I don't know what IMSA is, actually. It's obviously talking guys taking the middle finger out the window. Oh, and there's the first Lewis Hamilton. That's brilliant, that is brilliant. And I'm sure that's how Lewis Hamilton feels about the FIA as well, and many other drivers. Right, anyway, I can't be bothered going through F1 Reddit for much longer today. I think that's enough for one day. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this type of video. Should I continue doing this type of video? I don't know. I don't even know if this video is going to do that well or get many views, but we'll see. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.